Today I have the proof for volume 34 of the 3V magazine that I do. This is the proof before I send off the final to print, and I'm going to go over kind of what I look for going from creating it in InDesign and then having the first print and my whole process to get it ready to go. So roll that intro.
I was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this.
All right, so I'm just starting off and explaining. I've created, this is now the 5th issue of the 3V magazine that I've made. I've done several videos that talk about my process for creating them. This is specifically about once I design it, I send off and get one proof. So I'm going to talk about and just show this. We're going to switch over to a top down, and I'm going to walk through. First thing that I do is really look for images and layout, and I'll kind of walk through what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking, and then I'll go in and I'll make the changes and about to send them out to everybody who's pre-ordered. So also thank you to anybody who has pre-ordered the magazine. It really means a lot. It's just started as just like a passion project, and it's really great to see people kind of coming and catching on and really appreciating the art that I put into each issue. So we're just going to start from the beginning, and still the same. Welcome. And again, I'm kind of just looking for placement, making sure everything, alignment, and then we're gonna really get into like the photos and the coloring. But I have this at the beginning of each of my magazines, or I think this is the first time it's at the beginning. Some of the other ones it's at the end, but it's always in here. Everything I create operates from this simple phrase: when you feel inspired, you have to act. So now we get into it. I feel like this image of Eileen needs to be a little bit brighter, and Josh is too far down. There's a lot of tension around here at the bottom. If you look here, we have a little bit more room, and I feel like he just needs to be situated up. So I'm probably gonna have to kind of correct that. And I think it may be a little bit dark. This one is definitely too dark. I love this new header style that I have. Very open area. I feel like one of the things I always talk about is that I want to have text be able to breathe, give it a lot of room, very simple. And just large image. This one looks a little bit yellow. I might play with the tint a little bit. These ones look really good. The layout's nice. I love this section. I'm so excited to see this come to life. I had this idea 8 or 9 months ago, and to see it actually fully come through is really exciting. One of the things about these, I think I might shift them over to the left. I feel like they come down into the fold a little bit too much. So I'm going to shift them to the outer parts a little bit more. I noticed that this was a little light, so that's going to need to be, but the photo, I think, feels good. It's a little dark, but I like it. It works with the sunset. This one's a little bit yellow, a little too warm. I'll probably cool it down a little bit, change the colors on that. I think these ones are really nice. I think we're good here. These pictures look nice. This might be a little too warm. The layouts seem really good. good so far. So this is part of my process, is I just kind of come through, and it's all on just feeling, just set the how I sense it, my aesthetics. And I think that these main images are just so nice, and this new font header is so very nice. One of the things I wanted to talk about is you'll notice that I started using these for this section. They're a little bit different than the other ones that I've used in the past. The whole layout is like changed dramatically. But this new font is actually 10 points larger. I was having trouble. I wanted to have cohesion between this section and this one. I didn't want to have different headers, which is how I had it originally. But in talking with some of my friends, I felt like this was actually too large. I think this is 90 points and this is 80. So I actually ended up going 10 points smaller on the font for the articles. So all the articles kind of come in a little bit more, but when it's just the two lines and it's just the names, it seemed really nice and it fit for here, and I had to make the two coincide. But I think it ended up really nice. So these ones are pretty good. Seems really nice. This is a little dark. This one I'll probably lighten up as well. I actually like these ones. I think these ones work. I'm okay with these. I like this. Okay, now we're getting into the articles. I'll go back and read these later, but when I'm just going through and checking is kind of the layouts. And this is the one that I was actually wasn't sure how it would feel in person. I feel like these might be too small. I might combine them just so I can bring up the text size a little bit. But again, I really like having larger widths around them. That's why I might combine these into one and just have it longer. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I tried something new. Like I've said before, 90% of each magazine kind of stays the same, and then there's this 10% that I kind of play with. I don't know how I feel about this little strip over here. I might push it. I don't know. Something just feels a little... I don't know how I feel about it. I think on this, I think that bird is a little far in. I'm probably gonna bring it out a little bit more so it's not so in the fold. But these two over here seem really nice. It's a little dark here. I'm gonna lighten that up. Again, I think that these are all gonna be shifted out slightly. This might just be on the other side. I think having the quotations in here is okay. It's when the text is shifted in that I feel like it doesn't work. This one might be okay. So this is one especially that you really notice, like going 10 points bigger just felt too much. It was just over, but I like the large layout. You see when you start getting on 3 lines, it's a little bit crowded for me. This is probably one of my favorite layouts. I really love this one, and I love the colors. It really is very nice. It's so nice to see these in physical form. To be able to hold the photos you take is really cool. Now, I don't mind this one. It's a little moody. It's a little bit darker than I usually like, but I think it works for this photo. I might bring up the shadows a little bit, but I'm okay with it. I think these all look pretty good. Notice that the coloring on some of these layouts isn't quite right, and I like the coloring of this and not as much this, so I don't know if I need to go and check on that. It might be, I'll have to look at that. It looks like two different colors actually. This is a last minute article that I actually put in. And the only thing that kind of frustrates me, I might actually extend it up a little bit higher, give it another line or two, just to give it some room. If you look at all these other ones that I have back here, there's a lot more room for the quotes. See how the call out has a lot more space. I really like that. And even in these ones, see there's ample spacing around it to not feel so squinched, but this, to be able to fit within here, I actually had to condense it, and it doesn't feel right. It needs some more space, so I'm probably gonna bring that up a little bit. These photos look great. Looks good. That's it. All right, so thanks for watching. That's just a little bit of how I critique the proofs that I get right before I send them off. I'll be finishing this up, and then I will be sending them out. I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with volume 34. And I will see you in the next video. Hey, if you're still around, sweet. I'm gonna do the behind the scenes of this video in the next video. So